Welcome to ChilloutVR. In today's video, we will go over the basics of how to upload a very basic prop to ChilloutVR. Alright, so to kick things off, first we're going to obviously need to set up our development environment. So here we have the download link for the version of Unity that ChilloutVR runs on, that being Unity 2021.3.23f1, and also there's a link to the content creation kit. Links will be provided in the description. This is on the ABI Interactive website in the documentation under CCK. If you don't have Unity Hub already, you can easily locate it at the unityhub.com/downloads page. Also, a link will be provided for that in the description too. Now, once you have all of that set up, you could then boot up the Unity Hub, build a new project. You can set the Unity version. And for creating projects in ChilloutVR, it is obviously recommended to use the 3D built-in render pipeline template. Give your project a name and a location. And then once the project has been created, it'll take a bit of time to open, but when it does open, you'll get something like this. Now, obviously, this is the prop that we're working on. This is, in fact, the first prop that I ever uploaded for this game like a month ago. And yes, I've only been doing prop stuff for a month, and I've made some progress. But anyway, so here's a basic rundown of the basics to what you need to get a prop going. So, first things first, a box collider. A box collider is needed to have the prop be able to be pick-upable. Now, obviously, there is some concern of the prop potentially pushing people around. So to mitigate that, you can just enable the is trigger, which will fix that for you. Next up is the CVR spottable component. Here you can set the spawn height of the prop. I currently just have it set to 0 since for a coffee mug prop, it makes sense to have it pretty much spawn at level. And then the use sync values is for more complex use cases, which we'll get to in a later video. The CVR asset info component is automatically generated when adding the CVR spawnable component, and all this is for the props ID, which will get generated when we upload the prop, or in the case of me, with this prop already having been uploaded and there being an ID already attached, re-uploading it will just update the prop with the newer version. And then lastly, the CVR pickup object component. This is also vital for being able to pick up the prop. Now, the grip type can either be set to free or origin base. Now, generally, most props, it would make sense to set it to the free type, where when you grab it, it doesn't automatically magnetize to your hand, and then you're able to push and pull it from you, either when in VR using your right controller's analog stick, or if you're on desktop, using the scroll wheel. And then next, you can set the maximum grab distance, which determines the maximum grab distance for the prop. I generally have it set to 1, which seems pretty reasonable, but you can adjust it to what you like. And, and then there's the grip origin. The grip origin is obviously the origin point that the prop references for where you'd be able to grab it. Now, in most cases, you would be fine in just setting the object itself as the grip origin. But in my case, since I'm using the origin type, which snaps the prop to my hand, I instead have a grip origin transform here that's more or less just positioned close to the ring of my coffee mug. And yeah, that's pretty much the basic rundown of how to go about uploading your ChilloutVR prop. Now, obviously, you'll want to bring up the CCK control panel, which you can easily find In the Alpha Blend Interactive, and you just click the control panel, it'll bring this up. You log into your account, and then here you can see our coffee mug prop, or the prop that you are working on. If everything is good to go, you can just hit upload spawnable object prop, and Unity will take care of things to get things going so that you will be able to upload your prop. Now, obviously, yeah, this does take a little bit of time, depending on the complexity of the prop and whatnot, but you just got to give it a bit of time. Really got to give it a bit of time. Any moment now. And there we go. So, first things first, we have our filter tags section. This section here is for you to set the tags for your prop, whether it has anything audible experience-wise, visual experience content-wise, or age gate classification. Obviously, for the case of a coffee mug, or in the case you guys might be uploading a cube, none of these really apply, unless you're making some fancy things. Anyway, hit continue, and now we have the detail section. Here we can provide the name of the prop, the description, got our thumbnail, and we got our content change log to tell users what has changed or been added to the prop. Now, in order to change the view of the thumbnail, simply just go back to your scene, position the camera however you want, click on the shot cam for CVR CCK, and then press the key combination Control-Shift-F, or you can just go to Edit, or Game Object, and then click Align with View, which here shows the shortcut Control-Shift-F. Once you do so, and you go back to your game view, you can now see that your thumbnail has updated for your prop. And with that, you just hit continue to the next step. You just check these, the legal assurance of ownership and the legal assurance of tagging. And then you just hit continue. And there you go. And you get your little notification that the upload process has complete, it's been successful, and your content is now available in the game. And with that, that is the basics of uploading props to ChilloutVR. Hopefully you found this video informative, and I hope to see you next time as I cover more concepts in relation to working on props, and maybe eventually tackling working on avatars and worlds. All in due time. But with that, this has been Professor Valto Koki, and I will catch you later. Sayonara.